Diagwibh Golair, is Misha an talamh Michelle Miller, Déan na Micléin na hOllscoile seo, agus is cúsáithí si don fáilte ar chorómh ar an lá speisialta seo. Tá méid an seo inniu chun céile Republi a dhéanamh ar an gasca acadúil atá dhéanta a gcuibh I gceann cuasaí léinn na cúpla bliain anuas. Lá mór a bhéilear na hOllscoile atá ann, agus ocid níos mó agus níos taibhachtaí arís an mhórsaoil féin. Go mara sibh mhór géimeacht ór agus guim gach roimh ormh sa saoile atá romh amach mar chéimethe de chuid allscoile na hÉireann Gaillimh. My name is Professor Michelle Miller, Dean of Students of this university. And on behalf of National University of Ireland Galway, I want to extend to you all a very warm welcome to this conferring ceremony. To you, the graduates, I say that in awarding these degrees today, we are publicly acknowledging and paying tribute to your intelligence, hard work, and dedication to the course of studies that has brought you to this point. The honour conferred on you today represents an important milestone in what I hope will be distinguished, fulfilling, and rewarding lives and careers. And it is right and proper that that achievement is shared and celebrated with your families and friends and the academic community generally, all of whom have contributed in a variety of ways to this, your academic success. This formal occasion is an appropriate celebration of that success, involving as it does the special robes and the use of Latin, English, and Irish. This kind of ceremony is a tradition that spans many centuries. It goes all the way back to the first university in Ireland, established in Dublin in 1320, though it no longer exists, and has continued through to the present, with Ireland's most recent university created within the past year. This university was originally one of the three Queen's Colleges established in 1845 in Belfast, Cork, and Galway. The first students were registered in 1849. From its very beginnings as Queen's College Galway, this university has been about ensuring that those who pass through here as students, wherever they make their future afterward, go out into the wide world equipped with the best education that they can get and that we can give them. The word university comes in shortened form from the Latin Universitas Magistrorum Scholarium, which translates as a community of teachers and scholars. And that notion of community is something we continue to cherish here. Our staff work tirelessly to bring the best of education and the best of postgraduate supervision into play, so that our students, when they face the world in a new competitive environment, can hold their heads high, knowing that they join an outstanding group of people, Galway graduates, among whose numbers are to be found many of the most illustrious figures in Irish civic, political, business, and cultural life. After today's ceremony, you, the graduates, will take your place in that group, and it is my fervent hope that you will do so with pride. Latin was originally the working language of the universities, and as a link to the past, we still use the language in the conferring ceremony. In the Latin formula of words used in your parchments, two things are confirmed publicly by the university: the academic quality of your award and the moral character of you as graduates. I hope that as you go through the rest of your lives as Galway graduates, you will remember and strive to uphold both of these characteristics. I would now like to introduce you to the various people who are central to this ceremony. The President of NUI Galway, Professor Kieran O'Huckerty, Professor Walter Gear, Dean of College of Science and Engineering, who will present candidates to the President, and Miss Nora Murphy, Administration and Planning Officer, College of Science and Engineering. I now hand over to Miss Nora Murphy, who will open the formal proceedings in Latin.
Pre honorabilis praeses totaque universitas. Haec comitia universitaria hodie convocata sunt, ut quidem omnes ad gradus academicus admittantur. Eos iasque presentavit Professor Walter Gear.
Pre honorabilis praeses totaque universitas, College of Science and Engineering, Doctor of Philosophy, PhD in Engineering. Presenter vobis hosce, mios filios filiamque miam cos omnes seo tam moribus, quam doctrina abiles et idonios esse qui admittantur ad gradum doctoratus philosophiae. Ique tibi fide miei testo expondeo, totique academiae.
Ego authoritatem mihi concessit, mitto vos ad gradum doctoratus philosophiae.
Vincent Casey is awarded a PhD in biomedical engineering for research supervised by Professor Leisha McNamara on experimental and computational investigation of airborne particulate byproduct of surgical cutting. Owen Dunn is awarded a PhD in electrical and electronic engineering for research supervised by Professor Martin O'Halloran on the design of a proactive bedwetting alarm to improve treatment of nocturnal enuresis in children. Kira McKenna is awarded a PhD in bioinformatics for research supervised by Dr. Ted Vaughan on the experimental and computational biomechanics of polymer-covered self-expanding stents. Piyush Yadav is awarded a PhD in informatics for research supervised by Dr. Edward Curry on artificial intelligence techniques for video pattern detection in smart city application. Honours Bachelor of Engineering in Biomedical Engineering. Presente vobis hesce, mies filies filiosque, mios quos omnes sia tam moribus, quam doctrina abiles, et idonias esse qui admittantur ad gradum baccalaureatus in arte ingenierio honorio cursu confector. Ique tibi fide miei testo expondeo, totique academiae.
Ego authoritatem mihi concessa, et mitto vos ad gradum baccalaureatus in arte ingenieriae honoro cursu confecto.
Claudia Akimine, Ananya Balaji, Joshua Barrett, Peter Bess Leiden, Aisling Cahill, Owen Carroll, Milo Collins, Ben John Concannon, Daniel Costello, Kira Douglas, James Frizzell, Michael William Grealish, Aisling Gutteridge, Paul Halloran, Owen Heffernan, Evan Hennahan, Daniel Hwain, Dara Hunt, Daniel Johnson, Aisling Keedy, Shauna Mairead Keane, Kieran Kelly, Kieran Philip King, Milan Kovacevic, Kira Lane, Abdul Hamed Lowell, Kevin Maguire, Emmett McLaughlin, Maeve McWalter, Helen Maher, Dara Mohan, Liam Christopher Moran, Mark Francis Xavier Moran, Geroj Monahan, Luke Manelli, Nicola Murphy, Anya O'Connor, Neve O'Donnell, Brian O'Farrell, Jennifer Kate O'Neill, Owen O'Toole, Samuel Opashi, Sean Petit, David Stephen Price, Lucas Rajunas, Keith Raftery, Martin Pio Rainsford, Aideen Rice, Tom Rutherford, Roland Surlis, Neil Thompson, Connor Gerard Walsh, Sean Walsh. Honours Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering. James Bennett, Rian Carroll, Darren Collins, Paul Canan, Kevin Dunn, Jack Egan, Matthew Owen Gardner, Andrew Graney, Colin Kelly, Shane Martin Kelly, Eamon Donald Lawler, Padda McCarthy, Ronan McLaughlin, Jack Miskella, Seamus Anthony Monaghan, Owen Gerard Morris, Sean Nolan, Frank O'Connor, William O'Connor, Oisin O'Malley, Matthew Richard O'Meara, Louise Paul, Matthew Rooney, Shane Taff, Dylan Watkins. Honours Bachelor of Engineering in Electronic and Computer Engineering. Mary Adedeji, Daniel Barrier, Sean Coldfield Curley, Kieran Corcoran, Owen Cousins, Ross David Craven, Adam Fahy, Molly Jess Fairclough, Harry Foley, Roshan George, Thomas Gordon, Neve Hennigan, Darcy Howley, Brendan Jennings, Paul Keelty, Enda Kilgariff, Paul Joseph Kerwin, Maya McDevitt, Ryan Colin McDonough, Cian McGettrick, Jack McGurl, Sean Maguire, Owen Monaghan, Neil Murphy, Stephen Murphy, Dara O'Connell, Cahill O'Dwyer, Aoife Prendergast, Caelan Quinn, Luke Smith, Rory Ward, Porrig Michael Weeks. Honours Bachelor of Engineering in Electrical and Electronic Engineering. Aaron Anderson, Michael Burke, Jordan Lacey, Saravanan Natarajan, Sean O'Rourke. Honours Bachelor of Engineering in Energy Systems Engineering. Yusuf Yasser Mohammed Amin Abu Mara, Liam Carey, Ty Cummings, Kieran Donahue, Yun Chen Hu, John Keenan, Owen Francis Patrick Curran, Neil McDade, Brian O'Donnell, Thomas Joseph Quinn, Neve Shanahan, Owen Walker. Honours Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering. Amna Awad, Mel Brady, Grace Anastasia Brankin, John Burke, Daniel Corley, Mark Bernard Centino, Sean Coakley, Conan Connor, Donovan Cosgrove, Thomas Costello, Eileen Teresa Cullen, Neil Cunningham, Owen Donahue, Aidan Paul Doohan, Cian Durack, Rachel Fitzmaurice, Jack Joseph Fitzpatrick, Killian Fox, Amy Gilmore, Dara Glennon, Kieran Peter Goldrick, Shane Gormally, James John Greenan, Clodagh Marie Hennigan, Dara Thomas Hopwood, Eamon Kelly, Rory Kelly, Owen Kennedy, Stephen Laffey, Ross Porrig Mahan, Manuel Martinez, Liam McBride, Connell McCallig, Cahill McDonough, Oisin Patrick McGann, Adam McMonagle, Kevin Sean McSweeney, Owen Moylan, Conan Mullins, James Mulrooney, Eric Neelan, Enda O'Connell, Oisin O'Flaherty, Gavin O'Reilly, Declan O'Riordan, Owen O'Sullivan, Kieran Paul Pfeiffer, Colin Regan, James Thomas Robertson, David Joseph Ryan, Andrew David Sweetnam, Jack Walsh. Honours Bachelor of Science in Biopharmaceutical Chemistry. Presento vobis hasce, mias filias filiosque, mios quos omnes siotam moribus quam doctrina habiles et idoneos esse qui admittantur ad gradum baccalaureatus in sciente honoro cursu confecto, ice tibi fide mie testor expondeo, totique academiae.
Ego authoritatem mihi concessa, admittavos ad gradum baccalaureatus in scientiae honoro cursu confecto.
Dennis Besliou, Nathan Peter Bowles, Kevin Burns, Neil Vincent Caulfield, Megan Connors, Aaron Cosgrove, Michelle Coughlin, Lara Grogan, Sabrina Ellen Crowley, Ronan Golding, Orla Griffin, Vlad Mihai, Matthew Murray, Piers John Nocton, Michael O'Dowd, Grace Ariel Shaw Conway. Honours Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Information Technology. Gabadebo Adeyela, Sophia Badalova, Mark Burnell, Nora Casey, Paul Connolly, Owen Paul Coulter, Lorcan Creedon, Brian Cummins, Peter Tamanotonye Don Pedro, Patrick Joseph Duffy, Key Fitzmaurice, Aaron Fitzpatrick, Luke Gibbons, Jarlath Healy, Edward Hedwin, Anthony Horgan, Rowan Joseph, Cheryl Casa, Connor Keeney, Louise Kilheeney, Yaroslav Kuchera, Jack Patrick Lynch, Stephen McGovern, Aideen McLaughlin, Gerard Michael McNamara, Cian McSweeney, James Milton, Mohammed Mustafa, Cleona Roisin Murphy, Robert James Murphy, Jennifer Murray, Rory John Murray, Joshua Muziza Mwenya, Pada O'Connorcan, Evan O'Connor, Con O'Flynn, Lachlan John O'Regan, Killian William O'Dawley, Benes Peconis, Aparna Pandey, Liam Roddy, Stephen Sylvester Ruan, Nathan James Ryder, Robert Patrick Walsh, Jakob Mariusz Wachkowicz. Honours Bachelor of Science in Financial Mathematics and Economics, Matthew Gerard Burke, Cahill Connolly, Beth Connerty, Ronan Corliss, Alan Culligan, Mark James Dervin, Shane Doyle, Sarah Mary Egan, Noel Gerard Finnan, Quiver Fleming, Dylan Gallagher, Ewan Heaps, Catherine Higgins, Ellen Hines, Ronan Michael Lavelle Price, Shane Lawless, Christina Leonard, Thomas Maher, Owen McCauley, Emily Jade McDonough, Hannah McAvoy, Bridget McGowan Murter, Stephanie Marie Moffat, Lisa Murphy, Evan O'Brien, Nisha O'Callaghan, Ben O'Connell, Enda O'Connor, Jerome Patrick O'Flaherty, Lorcan O'Leary, Ronan O'Malley, Colette O'Shea, Porrig O'Shea, Katie Ann Sexton, Connor Sheehan, Seamus Smith, Cian David Tighe, Luke Ward. Honours Bachelor of Science in Mathematical Science, Joseph Casey, William Kamaski, Dervla Fitzpatrick, Sean Mark Hessian, O'Sheen Patrick Shane Hodgins, Maria Annette Kelly, Andrzej Kozlovs, Kevin Mannion, Adam McGuinness, Porrick McShane, Sean Monaghan, Cian Nolan, David O'Brien, Jordan O'Keefe, Dara O'Loughlin, Cordian Pavlech, Ronan Tynan, James Joseph Truman, Megan Julia Tully. Honours Bachelor of Science in Physics, Applied Physics, Astrophysics, Biomedical Physics and Theoretical Physics, Shauna Burke, Mark Caffrey, Ailish Clune, Jack Timothy Collins, Gerard Croxford, Emma Dillon, Natalie Kerry Marie Harris, Danny Hines, Thomas Benjamin Joyce, Cormac Kavanagh, Dyra Madden, Dylan McDonough, Stephen McCormick, Matthew McKernan, Callum Miscally, Precious Untombiyez Zizwi Malefe, Samuel Moore, O'Sheen Morrison, Stephen Muldoon, Cian Murphy, Scott Murphy, David Nally, Connor James Nolan, Jack O'Brien, Barry O'Donnell, Brian Kenneth O'Sullivan, Dylan Matthew Rowe, Keith Scully, Ryan Sheridan, Simon Michael Zauka, Honours Bachelor of Science in Project and Construction Management, Dara Brunton, Jamie Connolly, Matthew James Davidson, Noah Dealey Nevin, Daniel Devani, Edward Mark Dunning, Owen Galvin, Angus Lyons, Thomas John Murphy. Master of Engineering Science. Presento vobis hunc meum filium, quem seota moribus quam doctrina abilem et idonium esse qui admittantur ad gradum magisteriae in scientiae ingenieria, ique tibi fide mea testo expondeo, totique academiae.
Ego authoritate mihi concessa, admitto te ad gradum magisteriae scientiae ingenieriae.
Alex Acquier.
Pre honorabilis praeses, ceramonis rite confectus, finem queso fascius huius convocationis universitaria.
Congratulations to the class of 2021 on graduating today, especially during what has been a very unique and difficult year for everyone. The fact that you've not only been able to continue your education, but to graduate as well, is an absolute testament to you, and it shows how your hard work and dedication has paid off, and I'm truly honoured to be able to be a part of such a special event. I know it isn't the graduation you had envisioned when you first arrived at NUI Galway, but life can throw all sorts of challenges at you, and today proves that you have the motivation and determination to succeed in anything that you desire, and you should take confidence in that going forward. As I'm sure your families and loved ones are incredibly proud of you and what you have achieved, you should be incredibly proud of yourselves and in your resilience in the face of adversity. Take a moment to appreciate just how far you have come. It has been a roller coaster of a year for everyone, myself included, and if I could take anything from my experiences and journey and share it with all of you, it would be to never say never. You never know what the future may hold, but as long as you take every opportunity with courage and with kindness, you will far surpass your expectations on yourself. 2 years ago, I didn't think I'd be where I am today, but with the help of NUI Galway, amongst many, many others, I've been able to achieve something I once thought was impossible. I hope the relationships you've made in university will also guide you to many open doors and to a bright future. Don't forget to take a moment to realise and appreciate the friendships and relationships you have made over the last several years. These are the people who have helped you become the person you are today, and these are the friendships that will hopefully last a lifetime. Celebrate the milestone that is today, have fun, and be safe. Today is for you, so I'd like to raise a virtual toast, and in my case, I'd like to raise this medal to all of you. Congratulations, class of 2021, and I wish you all the best in everything that you choose to do in life. Thank you.
So her County School here in Galiev, Morocco, and the School of Gwyn Cogordicus are really congratulations to you all, and we're really sorry that we can't meet in person for this very important day for you, for your supporters, for all your friends, relations, and fans. And we hope to have another event on campus when times are better and when the context of COVID permits to celebrate with you. So we are really disappointed on the one hand today, but also celebrating, and we hope you do find it as a day of celebration of a remarkable group of graduates, and after a remarkable year and a remarkable academic experience at NUI Galway. I'm always reminded these days of the words of Seamus Heaney when he said to his students when he was teaching in Dublin, we are here to develop your capacities, your destinies are your own. And I think today we mark that sense of a turning point in our lives, and in your lives in particular, that turning point that we all remember as graduates, when we hope that we have for you developed your capacities, and now as we look ahead, your destinies are your own. And in the context of developing capacities, I was particularly pleased that we could welcome Fiona Murta to speak to you today, an Olympian of great historical achievement from our university, from our community, from our parishes and our neighbourhoods in Galway. And we're particularly proud of Fiona's achievements with the rowing team at the Olympics. And I hope that you found her words both inspirational and encouraging to you. We wanted to mark the occasion with something special. Fiona did something special at the Olympics, and she also did something special for us today by speaking to you. And looking back, I hope on your experience at NUI Galway, which we hope you found enriching, we know you found challenging, We think back on the values of the university and the values which you yourselves as students and as our students at the time when we developed our strategy set out for us as challenges and opportunities. One of the most important of those for you as students was the value of sustainability. And sustainability often seen quite rightly in the context of environmental sustainability, but also I think in the context of resilience, being able to sustain ourselves and our community. And we did this through this year. You did this through this year for yourselves and for each other. And you can be rightly proud of your resilience, your agility. I'm sure it was very challenging at times, very lonely at times, but you deserve great credit for the work that you did in the context of COVID-19, for working with us in coming through this academic year, the most challenging in the university's history. And we'd like to thank you for that particularly exceptional work that you did. You are exceptional graduates as a consequence. You're also excellent graduates, and that sense of excellence that we have in the context of high standards means a lot more than just what you learned, but how you learned. And those high standards, that process, that agility, that ability to change, that ability to cope will also be something that will stand to you in future years. And even though this was a really difficult year, a year when the learning experience was very different, we know at the same time that it was a very valuable learning experience for you and for us. And again, we thank you for that. And we wish you the best in the context of that adaptability that you may not realize you have learned, but we know you have in the context of the year that has just passed. Thirdly, that sense of openness that we had and that we have to the world. And again, in the context of COVID-19, we know that we've always said, and we know now the university has no walls. And you are now the graduates that will go into the world. You are our openness to the world. You are the people that will represent NUI Galway, but most importantly will represent yourselves in the world. And again, that is a particularly important part of today for us, that we recognise that we are now, Tommy the Squeal live must mean live, a mocker down war, agus Tommy the Sulgameg, Shivanan, Dul leis an taobh shinde agus vesa down, and he's far Tushgarau Shivan Shahangaliv, na Marvi Rivray. And then finally, in the context of that sense of openness and that sense of pride in ourselves and openness to the world, there's that value of respect that is particularly important to us all. And again, this year we learned respect. We learned respect for the context in which we live, the communities in which we live. We learned respect for the evidence in both the literature and the science and in the laboratory. And that sense of change that brought to us and the benefits that that sense of respect for evidence, scientific evidence brought for us in the context of coping with and coming through COVID-19. But I hope also we learned a sense of respect for that broader sense of community, that people think we might go back to normal, and in some ways we will. But I hope in other ways that we don't, that we come out of COVID-19 as different people, better people, who respect that sense of community, that sense that although we were isolated, we were together. We found that importance of being together. That sense that even though we weren't on campus, it was important that if we could, we would. And that sense, finally, of respect for ourselves, for that sense of self-confidence that I hope it brings, that we have come through this together, and that in very challenging times we were challenged. And I have great respect for you, our students, great respect for those around you who supported you, great respect for our staff and colleagues who worked so diligently to support you throughout this year. But most of all, great respect for you today, our graduates, and now our graduates who came through this very challenging year. You deserve great credit. It's been an exceptional year and you are exceptional graduates. And we thank you, Gormina Mahagav, Asok dan Blina Kashivling, and Taum Nablinta Kashivling, Akamblin Shakacha Akahara. And finally, I wish you well. I wish all of those who are with you today, even though we can't gather, hope we're together in spirit. Those who are all with you today, we know that for our students, there are good times and bad times. And there are people who support them in happiness and in joy, in delight and in sadness. And we really appreciate all those around you as our graduates who supported you, and I'm sure you do too. And whether you're together with those people today or whether you're together collectively today, I think it is a good time to reflect on the gratitude we have for those around us who sustained us through this time, and to also give that sense of respect that we have for each other as a consequence of the year we've just had. It's been a particularly challenging year blina bhí andú lánach doing, agus tá muid breachtíh as an obair ling agus díobh hain ina blina seo. This is your achievement today. You deserve great credit for it, and thank you for it. And I'll mention at the end something we mentioned when we launched the strategy. We used the poetry of Martin O'Deron in Tarek here, a poem that's very well liked throughout our not only in our own community but throughout Ireland. And he mentions in that poem on Curric Lán Éisce Tac Concladic. And I think today this is one of those days as a university when we gather. Unfortunately, we gather virtually, but we do gather together to recognise Gwyl Curric Lán Éisce Tac Concladic. There is great potential here coming home, coming to fruition. And this is your potential. This is your capacity that we hope you have developed and we have helped develop with you. Your destiny is now your own. Tá Curric Lán Éisce Tac Concladic. Sulgan meg tauki mahagriv díobh hain de vorgolúder den tuki an hain agus go meg lá mahagriv freisin agus sibh colúra an lá háchtach seo. Níl sé comá mar bheith sé de gná agus míad le chéile ach tá sulgaí mar sin hain go meg lá mahagriv. Tá Curric Lán Éisce seo ag Tac Concladic. We have developed your capacities. Your destinies are now your own. Gurmí Magav, thank you very much.
That concludes the conferring ceremony. But before you go, I would ask you to join me in thanking those people whose hard work and professionalism ensure that a ceremony such as this runs smoothly. And in particular, the conferring team and registry. In addition, let me thank staff from President's Office, administrative staff from college and school offices, audiovisual staff from the Centre for Excellence in Learning and Teaching, the Marketing and Communications Office, On Service Astracon, and a special thanks to Dave Brandt of Brandt Studios for this virtual filming of the conferring ceremony. To you, the graduates, I've just one last thing to say. Go now and make the most of the qualification you've gained and the life ahead of you. I hope you will enjoy and celebrate this very special day with those who are present with you at your graduation, and I am sure are very proud of what you've achieved. Gurmagh Gwibh Blair.